of us need a cup, maybe two, maybe three of coffee to get things going. But what we're about to talk about, not the drip coffee stuff you might be used to. Baristas at a Northern Kentucky coffee shop are turning your morning cup of joe into an art form. Joining me now is Sean Richardson from Analog Slow Bar at Carabello Coffee in Newport. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bob. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for joining us. And I have to tell you, I'm a pretty simple man when it comes to coffee, so you're going to have to educate me a little bit. I know you're going to make a drink for us this morning. What are you going to make?
Yes, sir. So what I'm going to be making for you this morning is known as the Trick and Treat, which is a featured beverage for our October menu. Just much like the drink insinuates, it's both a trick and a treat. So there's a little bit of theatricality involved, but most importantly, it's just an enjoyable cup of coffee. So,
Sean, you may not know this about me, but I like a little theatricality in my life. So I'm good with that idea.
Well, then this is the drink for you then, sir. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pull an espresso shot and we're going to get this drink rolling. So it's actually a little bit of a vanilla bean simple syrup that I add to the espresso shot here. A couple dashes of bitters just to give it a little bit of a smoke flare. And then for the theatricality that's involved, we're going to be torching a little piece of applewood here into my snifter glass.
What?
Which is just going to create just this beautiful smoky encapsulating flavor.
What?
So while that's getting all nice and coated, I'm going to go over here and pull my espresso shot with my milk here.
Wow. So you are kind of going next level with this thing now. But now, as you're continuing, I know you're in the midst of making stuff, so it's maybe hard for you to focus and answer this question. But what for you makes a good cup of coffee?
I am so sorry. I actually pulled that espresso shot as you were asking that question.
Perfect. No, I was just saying.
Could you repeat that one more time for me?
What makes a good cup of coffee for you?
Oh, for me, I am actually very much just a pour-over guy. So I'll have just straight up black coffee or straight up espresso shot. Used to be a cappuccino, but we've kind of elevated in my 3 years that I've been here to the point where almost like a wine, I just like the taste of coffee on its own.
Well, and for a lot of people, it takes some time to get to that point where the taste of coffee itself is the thing that brings you to the cup of coffee. Because if I'm being honest, brother, it's still the creamer that brings me to the coffee and the caffeine that hits me on the backside.
That's more than fair. Well, and that's the thing, is like in addition to the drink that I'm making here, we do just straight up cups of coffee as well. The whole idea is to just highlight exceptional coffee, whether it's a single origin or just a particular coffee that we're excited about. No matter what you're looking for, we have it here for you. So I could definitely walk you through it, and we could work you up from a cup of coffee to something like this.
Look at that. I like the smoke coming off, but that really does look pretty cool. That is perfectly Halloween-y, if you will.
That's exactly right.
Man, look
so
at
I'm going
that.
to finish it off here with a little bit of milk, which actually has some a little bit of orange blossom water. So the idea is this drink actually is going to taste like a liquid s'more without any of those elements being in there. So to review, it's a double shot of espresso, vanilla bean simple syrup we make here in-house, a couple dashes of bitters, and then in the milk, a little bit of orange blossom water to kind of make it seem like a toasted marshmallow.
Man, that looks, Sean, it looks really, really good. I got to be honest with you. I would take that off of your counter right now and I would drink that. But I'm not there. So let me just ask you very quickly. For someone who does make their coffee typically at home and can't do anything quite that complicated, what's a simple thing I can do at home to take my coffee game up a notch?
So the very first thing would be the water source. I personally recommend to anyone, if you don't have filtered water at home, grab a bottle of spring water from your local grocery store and use that as your water source. You would be surprised how vastly different the coffee will taste. It just kind of gets rid of that sharpness and bitterness, and it brings out the flavor and smoothness of the coffee that is most desired.
All right, Sean Richardson, we appreciate your time this morning very much. You can find Analog Slow Bar at 107 East 9th Street in Newport. We have a link to reserve your table at local12.com. Didn't that thing look good? Boy, that looked good. Plus 2 espresso shots. Bang, bang! That's good stuff.